Hey folks, Dr. Mike here with the Progress channel, and we're making it, I guess, I don't know what I'm saying, 101 videos, including this one. And today's video is 8 of the most underrated human traits. I asked AI about this. Believe it or not, AI knows more about us than we do ourselves. And it came up with some really cool shit that I vibe with hard. But forget about AI. This is not an AI video. This is a personal development video. And all of these 8 traits, I would contextualize like this. Most of these, for most people, is like more of this trait is going to be better for you. But do not judge yourself based on a top rung of perfection. Just marginally try to embody a little bit more of this trait when it comes into the ether than you otherwise would, and you're well on your way. We're not trying to do perfection. We're just trying to be a little bit better. Trait number 1 is intellectual humility. Very rare in many cases, including my own. Intellectual humility is a willingness to admit that you might be wrong, to change your mind, and to seek out disconfirming evidence. How many people do you know seek out evidence against their beliefs? Very few. Most people have confirmation bias. They want evidence only for their beliefs. But here's the thing. If you try to get all the evidence for your beliefs, or as much of it as you can, you try to get as much of the evidence and logic and argument against your beliefs, when you synthesize those two, your beliefs will change to something more accurate in representing the real world. There is I forgot who said it, some very smart philosopher person back in the day, that a man who knows his side of the argument and only his side knows little of that. And you're like, what kind of Britishism is that? But basically what he's saying is like, if you know your side of the argument and you know the opposing side very well, such that you can explain it very well and make good points, the end result is you know that space so goddamn well. And you're going to make more correct decisions and have better understanding. Whereas if you only know your side of the argument, you don't even know how well it can be critiqued. So you know even very little of that, because at the very least you want to know your side and the most profound, predominant critiques against it. So a lot of people have really like built-in intuitions about, well, I think this. And it's like, okay, have you considered all of the criticism that's good, well-meant, and logical to that? And they're like, nah, fuck that. Those people are just wrong. And sometimes you're just saving yourself time because people are crazy wrong. You don't have to go thinking about criticisms of the heliocentric model and just like, oh, like, flat earth could be a thing. You don't have to worry about that. That's just insanity. But for a lot of nuanced things in life, yeah, man, being able to red team your own position is incredibly difficult. It requires intellectual humility. It requires the admission of one thing. And that thing is, maybe I don't know this as well as I think I do. That's a big deal. By the way, that's almost always true. You could always know more about your thing. And there's never a time when you step in your ego and say, no, I'm good. A couple of examples of this include publicly updating your views when new evidence emerges, even if it's embarrassing. I mean, I used to talk about nutrient timing in exercise science. That was blue in the face, very specific timing. 10 grams or more of protein here versus 20 makes a big difference. I was wrong about all of that, publicly admitted it. It sucks to publicly admit that you're wrong because everyone makes fun of you. That's it. And most people don't do it. And I don't do it a ton, and I'm a piece of shit for not doing it a ton. Another thing is when you're trying to make big decisions, don't think you know everything. Ask other people, hey, what am I missing? An amazing leader at work, a CEO or something, would get their plan together and be like, fellas, what am I missing? Please critique this. You don't see that very often. You should, because when everyone has had their round of critiquing, they can really only make the plan stronger. So one of two things really happen. One is you accurately understand that your plan is insufficient and you modify it to be better. Or you very thoroughly refute the critiques such that the criticizer, in this case you, if you're doing your own critiques, knows, oh, okay, that's actually not a valid critique. So either refute properly address invalid critiques or integrate valid critiques. You can't lose. You can't lose like that. It's a huge deal. The big way to lose, though, is to pretend you know everything already and just spout off bullshit. A direct example of this is admitting you don't know things rather than bullshitting through Q&A. I'm not going to say who this is, but like I was watching Dave Rubin's show once on YouTube, and he had a guest on there, And he asked to guess this question, but not even sort of technical economics, just kind of like libertine theory. And this person gave an answer that I, for a fact, knew that person had no idea what they were saying. It was just total non sequiturs, total nonsense. And that person could have been like, I don't really fuck with that. I don't even, I'm not. Can you re-ask that question a different way? Or I'm actually just not sure. I haven't really thought about that too much. No, they just bullshit through it. And that person, I know who that person is, and I'm not a big fan of their intellectual tradition of what they have to offer, mostly because I know they're a bullshit artist, and that fucking sucks. So intellectual humility is very easy. All these are very easy to say, very difficult to do. Just try to do a little bit more than your usual best here, and you'll be winning in a big way. Another one. This one is, this one's a true thing, but it's really tough because it's so genetically and kind of who you are as a person backed. You can change this one on the margins, but it's a little tough. This one's curiosity. So curiosity can be described kind of as an eager and open-minded interest in exploring, learning, and asking why, even outside of your own comfort zone or zone of direct interest. Curiosity is this wonderful thing that does at least one really good thing. In your head, in your neural network that is your brain, you have what's called a world model. AI has this, you have this, every simulator-based intelligence has this. And the world model basically is like a connection, that's a connectome of neural network components that basically are like, okay, like, I know what airplanes are. I kind of know how they fly. I know what ships are. I know what a computer is. I know what a human is, male, female. I know how relationships work. Everything you know about the world is crammed into that interrelated network of facts. If you have very low curiosity, your world model tends to be quite small. So like, you know what you know pretty well, but you don't know a lot of other stuff. Someone's like if you guys would ask me like, hey, like, what do you think about like generally like fashion trends today and kind of elite fashion? I'd be like, man, I have no fucking clue what elite fashion is. If you give me a model wearing elite fashion and like joke outfit that the guys made up just to make me laugh, I wouldn't be able to tell them apart. And the thing is, like, I'm not curious about elite fashion, but if I was, what I would be able to do is have a bigger world model that had cars and trucks and airplanes and then elite fashion. Are you thinking like, that's kind of stupid. Like, why would you want to know about fashion? It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. On the one hand, you're totally right. You do have to conserve your interest to some extent. However, even random curiosity about different things can allow you to do a really, really cool thing. Two, at least, really cool things. One is it can allow you to jump off from that new thing back to a related part of something that really applies to you. You go, man, I'm, exploring these fashion trends, and, I had a free hour, leaf through a fashion magazine, reminds me of the fact that symmetry and this kind of play between order and chaos are really huge fundamental features of artistic expression. And that in my own artistic pursuit of aesthetics, like how to look jacked in a body, how to pose, all of that stuff, and maybe in app design and, maybe designing various machinery or internal kind of how your house looks, you can take those deep lessons that you've seen in fashion and expose them to other things. It really strengthens your ability to logically make decisions in the world. The other, probably even better thing about curiosity is if you learn a ton of really random shit, you start to see patterns forming in random shit. And they all are underlying this one deep series of patterns in the universe. If you discover patterns in the universe that apply to lots of things, your wisdom skyrockets. If you've seen a ton of different things, tons of different interpersonal dynamics, mean people, angry people, nice people, white people, black people. Let's say you're so curious that you talk to people all the time, all sorts of different people, and you've talked to tons of people and you've heard their stories. Somebody would say like, I don't need all that knowledge in my head. I don't want to talk to everyone. But you, having talked to so many people, can now, in an experiential, deep way, understand human evolutionary psychology in a way that you never would had you not talked to tons of people. Curiosity is the thing it's knowledge about how things work that's useful. Here's point one. Point three, knowledge about how things work. Point two, learning about how things work and integrating and working it out. Point one, curiosity. Curiosity is a big deal, huge deal. And it doesn't mean you have to do it, but if you can go a little bit off the beaten path. Click on that YouTube video that you're like, I haven't been into like fucking stars and shit like that in a long. Like there's a YouTube channel called Astrum, which has like awesome documentaries about like space and black holes and the Big Bang. And like, I fuck with that shit. I don't do it all the time, but every now and again, get your brain going a little bit. It's really, really awesome. Curiosity is a huge thing. And probably some of the most productive, successful people you will ever meet are traditionally the most curious. They parlay that into very good things. Number 3, a quality that you can embody that's pretty goddamn good is playfulness. What? What does that mean? The ability to bring humor, levity, and creativity into daily life and problem solving. For example, making light of minor setbacks. Well, at least that's going to be a good story instead of being like, no. You guys ever, Scott, you ever been around someone who takes everything super seriously and you're just like, dude, chill out. Like you ran out of gas a mile away from the last gas station and they're like, fuck. And you're like, seriously? LOL, just walk a mile. Either way, the physical circumstances are the same. You can be having a good old jolly jokey time, or you can be having the worst time of your life. I mean, that is really just up to you. And remember, the actual facts on the ground and how you're going to ameliorate the scenario is the same. So being playful can radically reduce your stress levels, radically increase life satisfaction. And it could just stop there. But also keeps you mentally free so you can make the best choices. When you get someone frustrated and locked into a certain kind of decision, they're fucked, man. They're going to be making mistakes. If someone's still playful, oh man, they're really in a free state of mind. You can even turn like mundane chores into games or competitions. You can use jokes and play to diffuse tension in heated situations. And people are like, man, you're never serious. Like, well, I'm serious when it counts. But here's something that I'll tell you guys is works in almost every scenario, except for like funerals and fairly formal business meetings. Serious is about what you do and what that accomplishes for you rather than how you are. Because a lot of people think serious is like a frame of face and tone and mind. Like, I'm very serious. And you make a joke, you're like, hey, what if you had 2 dicks but they were like facing each other and one of them was non-functional. It just had blood squirting out the other end. That's how you lived your life. What do you think about that? They're like, oh, that's quite absurd. It's ridiculous. I don't know why that would matter. This is honestly 3rd grade humor. You're not wrong. It's really stupid humor. But if you can giggle a little bit at the weird shaped cock amalgamation, you for some reason got surgery and install a cock backwards onto you, then, you're just having a better time. And that ability to be playful, but then do serious things, that is really the big unlock. Luckily for me, I guess I'm kind of gifted in that, or cursed or whatever. Like, you should see me at a funeral. Scott, you ever been to a funeral with me?
I sure haven't.
I'm not. All the jokes I could say about what I would say at a funeral can't be said on here. Bad jokes, Scott. Very bad jokes. Next, this is a huge one. This is a for real one. Metacognition, which is defined as thinking about your own thinking, being able to observe, analyze, and redirect your mental habits. With the Waking Up app, link in description, you can train yourself to do this. No joke. With the app or without the app, metacognition is a huge deal because here's the thing. Your patterns of thought lead to all of your actions, and your actions lead to certain outcomes. Do you want your outcomes to be best, to be better? Do you want more money, more hot girls, more hot guys, more inner peace, whatever you want? All good things. All good things. Yes, of course you do. Cool. And what determines your actions to get those things? Your thoughts. And who is thinking your thoughts? Well, you are. But remember, a huge fraction of your thoughts are just one shot into the neural network right back out. System 1 thinking. ChatGPT 4.0. No formal reasoning, no steps, no decision tree, just into the neural network. Out comes the best answer at the time. Included in that is not just thoughts, but feelings as well. Scott throws a hot dog at my face, I get pissed. I grab a fork, I start chasing Scott around the kitchen. Is my thought pattern likely to lead to the best possible conclusions that lead me into action? Fuck no. So how do I audit my thought pattern? 2 ways to do it. One is after you have a bunch of thoughts and take actions from them, you think back and you go, that was dumb. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to think through how I should have done that and do that next time. A valid listen. And sometimes that's how you're going to catch it. But metacognition is a thing that comes in during the time that you are thinking. You're like, okay, I got a DM from this one person who wants me to come rep his company. And I don't feel like it. So I'm just going to tell him, no, fuck you. I'm too busy. Pause. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? I'm not just taking everything I feel and think for granted. Scott, you ever, no offense to the people that make these backpacks, but they make these backpacks in bodybuilding. And one of the things they say on them is trust your instincts.
Oh, I love, stuff like that. Sayings on things. Yes.
Trust your instincts. Scott, you think it's a good idea to trust your instincts as a rule?
Depends. It really depends.
It really depends. It really depends because I would say don't trust your instincts is much better. That's actually Jared Feather's formal advice. Does that surprise you, Scott? Don't trust your instincts. Here's the thing. A lot of times your instincts are right on, right? But a lot of times they suck and they're just like animalistic, stupid responses. Like you look at that DM again and you're like, it's a pretty reputable company. Seems like a good person. If I talk to them, I still don't want to do the deal. Worst case, it's just really good vibes. Best case, I do the deal and we both make money. If I tell them, if I just don't never respond, even though I saw it and they see that I saw it, or if I quip like, hey guys, I'm good, thanks, bye, then it's kind of not bad blood, but like neutral, maybe not so great deal between you guys. And then later they might not want to do a deal or they'll tell other people that are interested in doing a deal with you like, yeah, he's kind of weird. And so your initial trust your instincts thought was, I'm just going to this is my reality. It's my lived experience right now to be upset. Click, I'm upset, send. And like, it's cool to honor that and not have to change that for other people based on fear and neuroticism. But metacognition allows you to run that loop in your head, pretend to have sent that message, come back and go, okay, how was that? What can we do better on the next time I run this thought loop, which is right now? The next time you run it, you go, okay, this is a valuable person. I need to be kind to them. I need to be kind to all people, but I really need to take my time with this. That's a good idea. Okay, let's do that, but not do it. Let me run the loop again. Okay, am I being too nice? Am I going way too much on the other side? Is my time really constrained? After 2 or 3 of those loops, you can figure out how you think about things, make the right decision, because loop 3, you pick the best of all loops, make a DM, send it to them, and they're like, man, that's really goddamn thoughtful. And not only that, but inspecting your thoughts can lead you to notice patterns in your thoughts and over time slowly change them so that your first idea increases in how high probability is to actually be a good idea over time. Maybe it increases from 40% to 60%. Okay, so all first ideas are probably total shit. 60% on a quiz is a D, I remind you. Scott, do Ds get degrees? No, Cs get degrees.
Yeah, but A's get a raise, you feel me?
A's get a raise. Or as my wife said after she got implants and now has college B's, B's get degrees. Bitch, you're not getting a degree for what you do in class. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not done at all. Metacognition is a big deal. This goes deep. You can notice, for example, that you're catastrophizing. I do this all the time. Scott, do you know that I catastrophize in my head all the time?
Yeah, I mean, come on, we're honorary and real Jews. That's all we do, really.
You can imagine my thought bubble is always, here's my typical thing. I'm not relaxing enough and I'm going to die of a heart attack right on this YouTube table. Next thought, I'm relaxing too much and I'm a degenerate that's failed myself.
Yeah.
Both of those are insane thoughts, but if you have that thought and then you're aware of it, metacognition, taking a step back, then you're able to be like, those are 2 stupid ass thoughts. What is my actual ability to recover? How far ahead am I or behind am I on vacation? Looks like I'm far behind. Looks like I need to take more breaks. That is the objectively correct answer. No catastrophe required. Big deal. Big deal. Number 5. This is a tough one for me because I'm a piece of shit. Generosity of spirit. Remember, these are aspirational. I'm not telling you I do this. I don't do half these shits. Do not ever look up to me. I'm a piece of shit in real life. What is this? What is the generosity of spirit? It's a readiness to give time, attention, or credit without expectation or return or applause or anything. Scott, this is a tough one, right? Sometimes, here's an example. Promoting other people's work or success when you get no credit. It feels good to do, though. Like, if I'm eating some kind of random protein bar and I fucking put it on my Instagram, it's got a bunch of followers, I'm like, dude, this fucks. Like, I know for a fact because some of these companies email me after, like, dude, we have like an extra Christmas Day sale because your dumb ass posted some shit. I was like, oh, fuck, sorry. They're like, no, that's great. We made tons of money. I'm like, that's so great. And like, it's so cool to be like, you guys are awesome. You're just making a great product. I don't give a fuck if I have nothing to do with it. I just want to tell you guys that you're great. You got to be nuanced about how you try some of these things in public, but complimenting someone's appearance in public, maybe when they least expect it, is like a very, very awesome thing. Like every now and again, like, I don't know, this is fucking lame as shit, but like, you talk to someone who's maybe like, maybe a lot overweight, maybe a little older. And like, I've done this before a few times. Like she has like a very bright dress on, like at the airport or something, talk to someone, it's a natural conversation. And, you end the conversation with, by the way, I think you have a very, very pretty dress on today. And you're genuine about it because it's a very pretty dress. And it hits people different, man. People remember that shit for fucking months and years after you do shit like that. You didn't want anything out of them. And as a matter of fact, if they were like, oh, what do you want to do about it? You're like, I'm not, say me, man. I didn't want anything at all. But it's amazing to just be kind and expect nothing in return. Do I do this a lot? No, I'm a selfish, fucking self-involved piece of shit. Matter of fact, if you ever see me in real life, Scott, if you don't come correct with like a kind thing or a compliment to me, you probably don't come up to me, right? Like,
yeah. If you meet Dr. Mike in public, you have to say, oh my God, Dr. Mike, I can't believe you're here. Isn't this random? Of course. And then you go, oh my God, you changed my life. I watch all your videos. God, they're so great. Thank you so much for what you do. That's the proper way
fuck
to do
you,
it.
Scott. Guys, Scott is joking. That's just what happens 90% of the time. For real, if you ever see me in real life, I'm the most regular fucking cocksucker you'll ever meet. Just start getting right into bullshit, right into jokes. I'll be there with you. No problem at all. All right. Here's another example of generosity of spirit, not just saying random kind things. Offering help or mentorship with no strings attached. Someone's really having trouble figuring something out. You're at the gym and someone's having trouble clearly. Scott, you ever at the gym and someone's trying to futz with a machine, like a seat, pushing it back? You know exactly how to do it. They haven't figured it out yet. And they're like really frustrated.
Oh yeah. Or like any equipment or like, yeah, any lift or
anything.
Yeah.
You just come up and be like, hey, check this out. And they're like, oh my God, thank you so much. I feel like such an idiot. Like, oh my God, I just wanted to save you the 20 minutes when I joined this gym of me, like pretending no one saw me try to break the machine into pieces. That's a really nice thing to do. Another one is, genuinely listening to someone vent who needs to vent, even if you're like a bit busy. When you're free, it's easy to hear people vent. It's fun. It's, you had to play psychotherapist, but man, you got a kind of work call in 15 minutes and you really wanted to brush up on some emails before. They're not mandatory, but someone comes into your office and they're like, hey man, I need to talk. Like if you're like, hey, then yeah, it's not great. It's okay because it's your time, but it's very good for your own soul every now and again to do this. And here's the thing that I think maybe sometimes people are missing about charity in all of its ways. Charity definitely helps people directly. That's the whole point. But doing relatively selfless acts is actually not selfless at all. And that's a good thing. Ayn Rand, tattoos to prove it. Because one of the most beautiful things about altruism is that it makes you feel great. Helping people in need with no expectation at all of return and nothing, please don't. You kind of walk away kind of like walking on air after that. And so one of the great things about being generous in spirit is just try it a couple times. It's not this thing that when you do, you hate. Like Scott, like, what is it like your brother Billy has a violin recital. You're like, okay, I have homework. Like, you got to go to his recital because it'll make him feel good. You're like, okay. And you hate being there for 2 fucking hours. And like, he's happy maybe, though he never noticed you. And you did a good thing, but you feel like shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This isn't it. This is one of these things where when you do it, usually like hear someone vent and really help them out over 50 minutes and then go to your phone call, you're going to feel low key like 30 seconds after. You can be like, that's nice. And here's another thing. It's okay to be proud of that. If you do really nice things for people, truly, and you're proud of that, don't get into that whole loop of Catholicism. No offense, Catholics, you guys are great. Every religion, Judaism, every single fucking religion. Don't get too beat up about it. Well, I should be selfless and not egotistical. It's okay to be egotistical in that case. You did a really good thing talking to people that really needed it. You should feel proud of yourself. Next one. This one is one I need a lot of help in. I don't do very well. Patience with uncertainty. Again, very easy to write out. Very difficult to do. What is it? It's comfort with ambiguity, not knowing exactly what's going to happen, being able to act or wait, which is arguably even harder, without needing all of the answers up front. This is a trait that is massively important. And at the same time, people who can't exhibit it are less and less at a disadvantage in some sense, because generative AI is just peeling away the layers on what you can't get answers to. Scott, remember back in the day, like you had a question about some medical shit or tax shit or something? Back in the day, I mean literally in 2023. And
Not long ago.
you were just like, I don't fucking know what to do. Like, and you had to be patient because there was nothing else to do. But now you're like, I'm just going to ask O3 and it's going to tell me what to do.
Instant answers.
Instant answers, which is amazing. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's the greatest thing that ever has a wisdom generator. You can't beat that. But at the same time, there are many areas in your life which require patience. A lot of big dig construction projects, getting yourself educated, getting yourself into the dating situation, getting yourself into the friendship situation, getting yourself into the career situation, any work project at your career, children's stuff, all of that is measured in timelines of weeks, months, and years. Impatience is a flaw writ large if you try to put it into that fucking hole. It does not work. So if you are able to, first of all, act on probabilistic grounds. All right, do you think this project is going to work? I'm not sure. I think it is, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's try it. Versus, hi, that permanent I, not really good. And the other thing, patience with uncertainty can mean no action is taken. Be like, all right, what are the markets looking like? They're like, well, they're kind of up and down. Like, okay, let's wait another day. What? But don't we want to like submit the request for stock in the company? Like, we're going to just wait? Yep, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. And all of the emotional ups and downs of waiting are nothing to do with the outside world. Remember, it's all in your head. And if you can, especially using the Waking Up app, just really cool down what's going on here. Let the thoughts come and go, 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 come and go. And now you're level. And then you're like, do we really need to make this decision today? And the answer is like, no, we don't have enough information. And we're safe not making the decision. We're not running out of money. Correct. Okay, then we do our best. We wait. Or when we're done waiting, we act. And we look back retrospectively for answers, for insights, but we don't look back with, I don't know if I should have done that. All those regret emotions are a total fucking waste of your time. So patience with uncertainty is a big deal. I have a big problem with that. I hate uncertainty. I'm trying to reduce it in every part of my life. When it occurs, I'm like, but I should be taking my own fucking advice and being much more patient, much more even-keeled, much more calm. And again, if terrorists take over a plane and they're shooting everywhere, the person that's super, super calm and kind of looking around, that's the motherfucker you have to worry about. The person going, oh my God, that's not a threat to the terrorists taking over. Number 7. This one's really general, but a huge deal. Adaptability. Adaptability means willingness and ability to change strategies, perspectives, or even core habits when circumstances shift. For example, quickly shifting your work routine when a team goes remote. Used to be you had your guys in the office, now 3 out of 5 of them are somewhere else. You got to change your shit. Embracing new technologies and methodologies rather than resisting them. Scott, have you talked to people lately like are proud not to have used AI?
You're like, I never even used that. Okay.
Okay. Your deadpan is amazing.
That's how they say it as well.
Yes.
Like, I don't even use that.
Hold on. Sorry, my fingers are shaky today. I just had pre-workout. I would pin a medal to your chest,
Yeah.
but I don't want to poke you by
Congrats.
accident. You see, yeah. But like, okay, so let me get to the point here. So that's a thing. And then another one is letting go of sunk cost project that no longer serves your goals. I'll talk about the sunk cost in a bit, but that idea of adaptability, I want you guys to understand something. I don't mean to sound pedantic with that. Good God. Let me try to get this out of my fucking face in a way that makes the most sense. It seems like, especially with adaptability and maybe a few of these others, I'm like basically on here, Scott, being like, happiness and sunshine are good. And you're like, no shit, you idiot. Here's the thing. If we're saying adaptability is good, it would be one shitty of a YouTube lecture to have nothing on the alternative. Like, obviously this is, Scott, can you imagine if I was like, having regular sex with attractive people is good? You're like, okay, do we need to know about this? Is the alternative irregular sex with unattractive people? Ooh, that's kind of hot too. Yeah, I definitely have an issue. There is a distinct alternative that many people pick to adaptability. And here it is. Scott, you ready? Now, this is just the way we've done things, man. And it happens fucking everywhere. It happens in your own daily life. I have my restaurants that I eat at. I have the things that I order. I have my work processes. I do my work like this. I have my websites I do research on. I have my fitness influencers and my business influencers and my psychology influencers that I trust, and I don't look to other people. And I don't change my ways. And here's the thing, I'm proud of it. Scott, you've seen in the lifting community, people describe themselves as old school.
Yep.
Did you know they update school all the fucking time, right? Like, if you went to school in 1900, you arguably learned diddly dick. If you went to school in 2000, you learned like most of Western knowledge aggregated up to that point over 100 fucking years of the birth of technology. Like, new school versus old school is ridiculous. It's just school. It's the best agglomeration of all of the knowledge that has so far worked. For example, barbell training, that's old school. Okay. Machines is new school. Okay. Which one of these is effective? Well, actually both, depending on how you do them. Okay, fine. So it's fucking all of school. But people love to attach themselves to this is how I've done things. This is how it's worked. These are the ideas they think. And adaptation and adaptability are seen as faults, as mistakes, as not having the guts to stand by what you believe. You get a politician in one election cycle saying something, and in another election cycle saying something else. And people are like, see, he doesn't really think these things, brother. He doesn't have a platform to stand on. Good. I don't need some guy getting in there and thinking he's right about stuff that he's wrong about. I want someone who's adaptable to be like, oh, I was wrong about the shit. Let's stop making mistakes. And by the way, I know you're retorting already. It's like, well, what about, I want a politician that demonstrates candor and courage. These are politicians, people. They're lizard, snake-eyed people. Half of them are fucking psychopaths to begin with. Don't put them on pedestals. Just get one who's adaptable, who's a reasonable human being with reasonable views that they're okay to change. We don't just want to be okay to change. We want to encourage change when it is positive. Adaptability is a good thing. The opposite of adaptability is rigidity. You do not want too much rigidity in your life because some of the practices you've been doing that have served you well are great. Don't change them. But other practices, through intellectual humility, you'll find this out, are not ideal, and you need to get the fucking rid of them and impose better practices. Adaptability is a big thing, and it's not as obvious as you may believe. Lastly, ChatGPT insisted on this one, kind candor. I have none of this, so I had to look it up. Being direct and honest, but always with respect and intent to help, not to harm. This is threading an interesting needle. You can go in one of three ways here. The middle road is kind candor, being honest and honoring your feelings, but at the same time not being a dick. On the other end of that is you are a total like ultra feminized soy person and you are incapable of saying critical or unkind things no matter how they are delivered. And so if you didn't have a good time at the date because the person kept bringing up something you told them you didn't want to talk about, they kept bringing it up, but you're so goddamn nice that they were like, how was the date? You were like, it was wonderful. You were lying to them and to yourself. Good news is you're not confrontational. Bad news is they ain't none to confront because there's none left of you. You're like a fucking ghost. At the other end of the extreme is being a dick. And that's when they're like, how was the date? You're like, well, being that you were a total cunt and you brought up the thing I said not to bring up 16 times, I counted and I didn't want to say anything because we were around friends. I'm never going to see you again, you piece of shit. And you walk off. Like, listen, that's got vibes written all over it. That's dope. I'd love to see an Instagram video of that. But like, it's not going to make you feel good to say that. Sure, shit, not right after. And it could have conveyed every single thing the exact same way, but better. Because when a person is told that they suck, they just kind of write you off and like, whatever, that person's just got too many sensitivities. But what about kind candor? What about that middle road? That middle road is being like, dude, I had a really good time. Man, some of that stuff about that thing really kind of beat me up a little bit, but it's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? They are, if they're remotely emotional intelligent, they're going to be like, okay, next time, no more about that thing. That was too much. But they had a great time. Both are true. You are honoring your feelings and your intentions, and you're not trying to go out of your way and be a fucking dick about it. Because Scott, you ever see this? People who get really into honoring their own feelings, maybe like they've been like suppressed for a while, they get to be so verbose that they like will say rude shit to people. Because they're like, I don't filter myself. And you're like, did someone beat you up, but you just never got over the shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, here's one, Scott, ready? like a 79-year-old man is like at the grocery store and he's like repping some local candidate. He's like, vote for Lucy. You're like, Lucy is economically illiterate, and you walk off. It's true. Why are you yelling at a 79-year-old man? On the other hand, on the other side, you'd be like, oh, you take a pamphlet. Scott, you ever see people make the mistake of like letting pamphlet people talk to them for like they're late to something, but they can't get away?
Yes, of course.
Like I'm not registered to vote in the state of Michigan. I can't. Why am I still here? But you can't say anything. Kind candor is like, hey, thank you so much for your pamphlet. Lucy seems like an interesting candidate. I wish you guys well. Interesting doesn't mean good. Wish you guys well is great for everyone, and you fucking walk right off. Do I always do this? No, I mostly just try to ridicule 79-year-old people for still having opinions. Is that a joke, or am I really that mean? I can't tell. If I had more adaptability, maybe I could do it. Fuck if I know, fellas. Anyway, again, all of these things I do not embody, hardly any. If we all did a little bit of a better job at these, we could all be just a tiny bit better. And here's my fucking shit to you guys to wrap this up. I don't know what the hell this channel is. Scott, do you know what we're doing here?
I never know what I'm doing. Just one day at a time.
At all, actually. You're like, that requires me to integrate another person you really don't know about. I think we're just trying to get maybe the folks like you that watch this channel to just like, for whatever set of decisions you're facing in your life, to make decisions that later on you look back on and you're kind of like, yeah, that was cool. Glad I did that. More than like, God damn it. And so we're starting from a place where like we vibe with everyone, we fuck with everyone. Everyone's dope. Everyone's awesome. You are doing great. I'm telling you right now this, you're doing great in your life. I'm not trying to tell you all the shit these videos, like, oh, you're 8 manliness, Scott. We really have to start thumbnail titling these for like extreme, like 8 manhood traits you're not exhibiting, and that's why you suck.
I love that.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, we just changed the channel. But for real, everyone is Gucci. But if everyone, myself mostly, did just a little bit better, just by a tiny smidge, it's going to make everything better. And that's really kind of what we're going for. So don't take these things as shibboleths. Don't take them as like, I have to maximize my patience with uncertainty. Be gentle to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't overdo it. But at the same time, anytime you're in a scenario and a thought pattern, ask yourself, what would future me really vibe with if I did right now? Would future me like me to make an impulsive decision and then have to regretfully fill in the blanks of why that was good? Or would future me really like to be like, hey, I stopped and thought for a second and I made a decision I didn't love right then and there, but it was logical. And years later, that decision has paid off big for me. That's all we're trying to go after. Mostly because I made totally shitty decisions. Now I'm stuck here talking to a fucking camera that never looks back or says anything. Huh? See you guys next time.